Welcome to Brent's Huggins Network. This is Brent, your host. We're gonna go over the GMs. We had a GM leave this week as well. We went from 7 to 6. It's okay. We can move on. First, we're gonna start off with Los Angeles. Los Angeles had an okay month. You start off with a loss against the New York Islanders away from home, 2-5. It is Velarde from Vatanen and Haula, then Hoffman from Iafallo and Kopitar. Then you lost away from home to Boston, 4-2. It is Haula unassisted, then Athanasiou from Hamonic and Duclair. Then you lost again away from home to Colorado, 4-2. It is Lizotte from Velarde and Haula. Then it's Athanasiou from Hoffman and Mata on the power play. Then you won away from home against Chicago 5-3. It is Hoffman from Athanasiou and Kopitar on the power play. Byfield from Bjornfot and Duclair. Then Iafallo from Hoffman. Then Brown from Haula. And then Hoffman from Mata and Doughty in the empty net. Then you won in a shootout at home 4-3 against the Minnesota Wild. It's Hamonic from Haula, Vatanen from Athanasiou and Hoffman on the power play. Then it's Iafallo from Hoffman and Mata. In the shootout, it was only Kopitar who got the game winner. Then you beat Edmonton 5-0 at home. It's Athanasiou from Iafallo on the power play, Kempe from Grundstrom and Hamonic. Then it's Kopitar from Hoffman and Claire on the power play. Then it's Kopitar from Doughty and Mata on the power play. Then it's Hoffman from Doughty and Mata. Then you lost in a shootout at home 3-2 against Vegas. It is Kopitar from Iafallo and Hamonic. Then Anderson from Turcotte and Vatanen. And then you lost away from home 3-1 to the Vegas Golden Knights. It's Athanasiou from Duclair and Vatanen. Then you lost at home 2-1 to the Pittsburgh Penguins. It is Kopitar from Hoffman. Then you won at home 7-2 against the Colorado Avalanche. It is Byfield from Athanasiou and Mata. Iafallo from Hoffman. Kempe from Haula and Gunstrom. Duclair from Athanasiou and Kopitar. Turcotte unassisted. Then Kempe from Athanasiou and Iafallo on the power play. Then it's Doughty from Mata and Turcotte. Then you lost in overtime 2-1 at home against the New York Rangers. It is Kopitar from Hoffman and Duclair in the power play. Then you won at home 2-1 against the Winnipeg Jets. It is Hoffman from Iafallo and Kopitar. Then it's Gunstrom from Kempe and Haula. Then you lost at home 4-1 to the Vancouver Canucks. It is Iafallo from Athanasiou and Mata. Then you lost away from home 2-4 against the Arizona Coyotes. It is Iafallo from Hoffman and Mata. Then it's Lizotte from Velarde and Doughty. Then you lost away from at home. You lost at home 5-4 against the Buffalo Sabres. It's Athanasiou from Byfield, Duclair from Athanasiou and Byfield. Kempe from Athanasiou and Iafallo on the power play. Then Lizotte from Kempe and Bjornfot. Then your last game of the month, you won 3-1 at home to the Washington Capitals. It is Mata from Athanasiou and Vatanen on the power play. Iafallo from Athanasiou and Bjornfot on the power play. And Kopitar from Doughty and Mata on the power play. Player statistics. This is player statistics. And there's your overall standings. How many wins, losses, and overtime losses you have. Your winning percentage. Your goals for, your goals against. Your power play. Your penalty kill. Your last 5. Your last 10, actually. How many times you won or lost in a row. How many times you won in the shootout. And how many points you have. Next is Montreal. You lost at home 4-1 against Boston. It is Kotkaniemi and Toffoli on the power play. You won 5-3 away from home against the St. Louis Blues. It is Gallagher from Tatar and Petrie, Paling from Stahl and Toffoli, Matei from Petrie and Tatar, Kotkaniemi from Toffoli and Petrie, and then Byron unassisted in the empty net. Then you won away from home 4-2 against the Colorado Avalanche. It is Gallagher from Tatar and Gardner, and Byron from Kotkaniemi. Then it's Byron from Petrie and Matei on the power play. Then it's Petrie from Toffoli and Weber in the empty net. Then you lost at home 2-1 to the Ottawa Senators. It is Paling from Armia and Weber. Then you lost at home 3-2 against the New Jersey Devils. It is Paling from Toffoli and Tatar. Then it's Weber from Gallagher and Tatar. Then you won away from home 3-2 against the New York Rangers. It is Gallagher from Tatar and Weber, Toffoli from Petrie and Weber, and then Toffoli from Byron and Sherratt. Then you won in a shootout away from home against the Vegas Golden Knights. It is Toffoli from Byron and Kotkaniemi, and then Vajimo from Armia and Matei. Shootout winner goes to Gallagher. You won away from home 3-1 against the Arizona Coyotes. It is Byron from Ouellette, Byron from Kotkaniemi and Toffoli, then Kotkaniemi unassisted in the empty net. Then you lost away from home 4-1 to the Minnesota Wild. It is Anderson from Sherratt and Kotkaniemi. Then you won at home 2-5 against Boston. Toffoli from Byron and Armia, Kotkaniemi from Paling and Weber. Blandisi from Toffoli and Byron, Kotkaniemi from Paling and Anderson, and Vajimo from Armia and Ouellette in the empty net. Then you lost 4-2 away from home. Just kidding. At home. Against the Calgary Flames. It's Vajimo from Armia and Petrie, and then it's Anderson from Paling. Then you lost away from home 4-2 against the Detroit Red Wings. It is Gardner from Byron and Kotkaniemi. Then it's Tatar from Suzuki and Toffoli. Then you lost 4-2 away from home. It is Toffoli from Vajimo and Blandisi, and then it's Armia unassisted. Then you won at 5-1 at home. 5-2 at home against Minnesota. It is Blandisi from Toffoli and Vajimo. Then it's Anderson from Paling and Stahl. Then it's Anderson from Matei and Byron. Then it's Kotkaniemi from Byron and Sherratt. Then it's Byron from Kotkaniemi. And then for your last game of the month, you lost 3-5 away from home against the Pittsburgh Penguins. It is Byron from Armia and Weber. Then it's Kotkaniemi from Byron on the power play. Then it's Vajimo from Blandisi and Sherratt. Player statistic. Okay, again. Your points, your games played, your wins, losses, and the overtime losses, your win percentage, your goals for and goals against, your power play, penalty kill, how many you've won in your past 10, how many you lost in a row, how many won and lost in a shootout, and how many points you have. Okay, next is Dallas. You lost 3-1 away from home against Chicago. It is Pavelski from Hintz and Heiskanen. Lost in a shootout at home 3-4 against the Edmonton Oilers. It is Como from Dellandrea and Kiviranta. Hintz from Heiskanen and Pavelski on the power play. Then Hintz from Ben and Pavelski on the power play. And nobody scored in the shootout. Then you lost away from home to Vancouver 3-2. It is Simone from Harley and Hanley and Klingberg. And then it's Honka from Johns and Faxa. Then you beat Edmonton away from home 4-3 in a shootout. It's Faxa from Radulov, Simone from Klingberg and Dickinson, then Pavelski from Harley and Hintz. And the only one to score in the shootout was Radulov. Then you beat Calgary in the shootout 3-2 away from home. It is Radulov from Roberson and Alexiak, then L'Esperance from Karlstrom and Honka. In the shootout, It is Simone Honka. Sorry, I'm left clicking. And Kiviranta. Then you lost at home 3-2 against the Vancouver Canucks. It is L'Esperance from Como and Robertson, then L'Esperance from Como and Klimberg. Then you won at home 3-1 against Calgary. It is Kiviranta from Hintz, Giriana from Dickinson and Hintz, then it's Giriana from Dickinson and Alexiak in the empty net. Then you won in a shootout 3-2 at home. It is L'Esperance from Como and Kiviranta, then Pavelski from Hintz and Ben. And the only one to score in a shootout was Ben. Then you lost at home 2-1 to the St. Louis Blues. It is Como from Radulov and Faxa. Then you won away from home 4-3 in a shootout against the Colorado Avalanche. It's Dickinson from Kiviranta and Honka, then Dickinson from Kiviranta and Gurianov, then Gurianov from Dickinson and Kiviranta. Then Radulov scored, same as Ratanen for them, but then Honka scores in the shootout as well for Dallas. Then you won away from home against the Pittsburgh Penguins, 6-3. It is Hintz from Klimberg and Lindell on the power play, Gurianov from Dickinson and Kiviranta on the power play, Robertson from Faxa and Radulov, Radulov from Robertson and Harley, and then Karlstrom from Como and Dellandrea, and then it's Faxa from Johns and Radulov. Then you lost at home to Arizona 3-2. It is Gurianov from Kiviranta and Dickinson. Then it's Faxa from Robertson and Radulov. Then you beat the Nashville Predators away from home 2-0. It is Robertson from Faxa and Radulov. Then it's Pavelski from Ben and Alexiak. Then you lost 3-1 away from home against the Winnipeg Jets. It is Robertson from Kiviranta and Alexiak. He won in overtime 3-2 at home against the St. Louis Blues. It is Radulov from Lindell and Gurianov, then Faxa from Radulov and Dickinson, then Dickinson from Klimberg and Alexiak. Then you won at home, your last game of the month, you won at home 3-2 against the Buffalo Sabres. It is Hintz from Alexiak and Pavelski, then Dellandrea from Como and Klimberg, then Gurianov from Klimberg and Dickinson. This is player statistics. Okay, you are 26th. Next team we're going to talk about is Carolina. You started off with a win. You still ended up with a win. 4-1 at home against the Columbus Blue Jackets. It is Aho from Necas and Teravainen. Aho unassisted. Teravainen from Necas and Slavin in the empty net. Then Foegele unassisted in the empty net. Then you got shut out away from home 2-1 against the 2-0 against the Philadelphia Flyers. Then you lost in a shootout at home 3-2 against the Nashville Predators. It is Foegele from Drouin and Trocheck. Then it's Suzuki from Niederreiter. Then we won away from home against Tampa 4-1. It is Teravainen from Hamilton and Slavin on the power play. And Drouin from Trocheck and Necas. Aho from Necas and Teravainen on the power play. Then it's Trocheck unassisted in the empty net. Then you lost 2-4 away from home against the Washington Capitals. It is Aho from Teravainen and Slavin, and Drouin from Pesce and Trocheck. Then we won 7-4 against the Florida Panthers. It is Necas from Shea and Teravainen, Bonk from Fast, Aho from Sneshikov, Aho from Teravainen and Bonk. Necas from Drouin and Trocheck, Niederreiter from Foegele and Shea, then Teravainen from Sneshikov and Slavin in the empty net. Then we lost 4-3 away from home against the New York Islanders. It is Aho from Necas and Teravainen on the power play, Teravainen from Sneshikov, Sneshikov from Teravainen and Gigi. Then we won away from home against the Vancouver Canucks 4-1. It is Fast from Bonk and Fleury, Bonk from Fast, Fast from Bonk and Pesci, and then Trocheck from Drouin and Natchez. Then we lost to the Edmonton Oilers 3-2 away from home. It's Svechnikov from Barrett and Fast, then Natchez from Slavin and Mrazek. Then we beat the Calgary Flames away from home 2-1. It is Svechnikov from Aho and Pesci, and then Aho from Natchez and Slavin. And we won at home 2-1 against the New York Rangers. It is Teravainen from Aho and Shea, then Suzuki from Niederreiter and Foegele. Then we won 3-2 away from home to the New York Rangers. It is Aho from Natchez and Svechnikov, Foegele from Suzuki and Niederreiter, and Foegele from Niederreiter and Trocheck. Then our last game at home, we lost 5-1 against the Philadelphia Flyers. It is Suzuki from Foegele and Drouin. Player statistics. We are 17th overall in the NHL, along with games played, wins, losses, overtime losses, winning percentage, goals for, goals against, power play, penalty kill, how we did in the last 10, how many we won and lost in a row, how many times we won in a shootout or lost in a shootout, and how many points we have. Next, we're doing the New York Rangers, who started off with a 7-3 win against Nashville away from home. It's Kravtsov from Kovalchuk and Fox, Kako from Kreider and D'Angelo on the power play, Kreider from Strome and Kako, then Trouba from Cheadle, then Buchnevich from Panarin and Zibanejad on the power play, Fox from Zibanejad, then D'Angelo from Trouba and Buchnevich on the power play. Then you won 3-2 away from home against the Colorado Avalanche. It is D'Angelo from Zibanejad on the power play, Zibanejad from Panarin, then Bessard from Lafreniere and Johnson. Then you lost away at home 3-2 in a shootout against Boston. It's Panarin from Buchnevich and D'Angelo, then Buchnevich from Trouba and D'Angelo on the power play. Then you lost 3-1 at home to the Ottawa Senators. It is Kako from D'Angelo and Georgiev on the power play. Then you lost 2-3 away from home to Detroit. It is Kravtsov from Zibanejad and Panarin, then Trouba from D'Angelo and Zibanejad on the power play. Then you lost in overtime at home 3-2 to Boston. It is Zibanejad from Buchnevich and Johnson, then Zibanejad from Buchnevich. Then you won 5-3 away from home to the Pittsburgh Penguins. It is Kravtsov from Kovalchuk and Lafreniere, Lemieux from Kovalchuk and Fox, Lafreniere from Cheadle and Trouba, then Kako from Zibanejad, then Kravtsov from Lemieux and Fox in the empty net. You lost 3-2 against the Montreal Canadiens. It is Kovalchuk unassisted, then Buchnevich from Hutton and Zibanejad. Then you won. Hold on. Okay. You won in a shootout at home 4-3 against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Strome from Lafreniere and Broussard, then Trouba from Buchnevich and D'Angelo on the power play, then Kreider from Kako and Trouba. The players scoring in the shootout for the Rangers were Strome and Buchnevich. Then you lost away from home to Anaheim 3-1. It's Kreider from Buchnevich and Hutton. Then you lost 2-1. Then you won 2-1 against the LA Kings in overtime. It's Panarin from Zibanejad and Buchnevich, and Fox from Kovalchuk and D'Angelo. Then you won 4-2 away from home against San Jose. It is Buchnevich from Panarin and Zibanejad, Kreider from Kako and Johnson, then Panarin from Fox, then Strome from Kako and Hutton in the empty net. Then you lost 4-3 in a shootout against Chicago at home. It's Kako from Kreider and Johnson, then Panarin from Buchnevich and Zibanejad, Then Panarin from Zibanejad and Hutton. Then you lost at Carolina 2-1. Is Buchnevich from Trouba and D'Angelo. Then you lost to Carolina away from home 3-2. It is Kovalchuk from Kravtsov and Lemieux. Then Lemieux from Kravtsov and D'Angelo. Player statistics. You're 13th in the NHL. Next, we're going to do Toronto, who is number 2 in the NHL. Ooh. You started off with a win, 5-2 away from home against Vancouver. It is Hyman from Martinez and Riley, Matthews from Hyman and Nylander, Tavares from Marner and Lehtinen, Hyman from Nylander in the empty net, then Anderson from Helander and Duzak in the empty net. Then you lost 3-1 away from home against Calgary. It is Matthews from Tavares and Riley, short-handed. Then you lost away from home 5-4 in a shootout against Edmonton. It's Mikheyev from Marner, Brooks from Abramov, Hyman from Matthews and Duzak, and Riley from Matthews. Then you won 4-2 against Tampa Bay Lightning away from home. It is Helander from Anderson and Martinez, Matthews from Marner and Hollowell on the power play, Nylander from Matthews and Argentintsev. Then it's Marner from Hyman and Lehtinen in the empty net. Then you beat Boston 4-2 away from home. It is Mikheyev from Marner and Tavares, Mikheyev from Martinez and Tavares, Marner from Mikheyev and Duzak, and then Marner from Duzak in the empty net. Then you won at home 3-2 against the Philadelphia Flyers. It is Mikheyev from Nylander and Riley, Marner from Hyman, then Riley from Mikheyev and Nylander. Then you beat the New York Islanders at home 5-3. It is Hyman from Tavares and Riley, Tavares from Marner and Riley, Marner from Hyman and Krill, then Hyman from Marner and Mikheyev, then Marner from Riley and Hyman. Then you lost at home 3-1 against the Florida Panthers. It is Mikheyev from Argentintsev and Nylander. Then you won at home 4-1 to the Buffalo Sabres. It is Nylander from Mikheyev and Martinez, Abramov unassisted, Riley from Argentintsev, and then Hyman from Anderson and Lehtinen in the empty net. Then you won in a shootout 4-3 against the New Jersey Devils at home. It's Matthews from Mikheyev and Nylander on the power play, Anderson from Hyman and Hollowell on the power play, and then Matthews from Hollowell on the power play, and Nylander was the only one who scored in the shootout. Then you won at home against Colorado Avalanche. It is Matthews from Mikheyev, Hollowell from Helander and Martinez, then Patan from Hollowell and Helander. Then you won away from home against the Colorado Avalanche. It is Tavares from Mikheyev and Nylander. Then it's Matthews from Lehtinen and Brooks. Then it's Matthews from Hollowell and Nylander on the power play. Then it's Anderson from Riley and Helander in the empty net. Then you lost to the Philadelphia Flyers away from home 3-1. It is Helander from Anderson and Martinez. Then you won away from home against Detroit 4-1. It is Brooks from Argentintsev and Anderson. Tavares from Nylander and Mikheyev, Anderson from Helander and Patan, and then Tavares from Mikheyev and Rubens. Then your last game of the month, you lost 3-2 against the Ottawa Senators away from home. It is Mikheyev from Marner and Lehtinen on the power play, then Matthews from Hollowell and Marner on the power play. Here's your player statistics, and as I've said, you are number 2 behind Pittsburgh. Your games played, wins, losses, overtime losses, winning percentage, goals for, goals against, power play, penalty kill, how many you've lost and won in your last 10, how many you've lost and won in a row, how many shootouts you've won or lost, and how many points you have. That is it for the video. If you haven't yet, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. If you haven't yet, check out the description below for not only the Discord server, but social media as well. See you guys later.